increasingly digital world, conversations are the cornerstones of connection as well as commerce, all of that coming together. We're going to explore how we can leverage the power of conversation to not only connect, but thrive as well. We're absolutely delighted to have here with us the head of agency business from Meta in India. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Mr. Gaurav Jeet Singh.
Yeah, there are lots of numbers on this presentation, so people who are feeling dozy, this will just get you to a better space very quickly. So just to give you a sense of how prevalent, how many people on WhatsApp as we went through the day today? Oh, awesome. So no surprises, WhatsApp is the internet census of the country, literally. Every person that you can reach in the country, you can reach through WhatsApp. It's somebody in the team saying to click on. I'm yet to start. But okay, so guys, so 2 million odd tickets on metros has been sold in the first 3 months this year. So you can take your WhatsApp message, rather you can take through WhatsApp, buy a ticket and walk into a metro in 4 to 5 cities in the country, and 2 million of these were sold in the first 3 months the moment it was launched. So, and it's a smooth journey to sell a service. Now service fulfillment makes tremendous sense, right? So it's just an easy exercise to go buy a ticket and getting commerce going. But that's not the only thing that people are using WhatsApp for. How many people heard of Nespresso? Yeah. One of the largest market shares in Brazil for coffee capsules. It's one of the largest players on premium coffee machines. Something very interesting. Brazil, like India, has got a very strong user base of WhatsApp users. And the way they use that is to literally buy everything that you could. One of them is Nespresso capsules. So in their case, they had used WhatsApp in a period of last year to reach 200K or 2 lakh odd audiences. And you know how many capsules they bought over the year through the WhatsApp? 3 million odd capsules in a year. So this is true business. Out of that, a lot of those engagements have been done by bots. Essentially, 30% of these consumers engage with not humans, but bots, which means that it allows you to really build really efficient returns on business by using WhatsApp. How many people, you know the biggest query at the kiosk that we have a WhatsApp kiosk outside, you know what's the biggest single query from most people who came to Goafest? It's, what is WhatsApp for business? Everybody knows WhatsApp, but very few people, even in this community, fully understand the power of doing business through WhatsApp. Why is this such a powerful new opportunity? And it's very simple. We are, as humans, are geared to have conversations and talk to each other. That's how we build businesses initially. It went into other places like mobile phones and mail, then went into apps. But now it's turned a full circle to get conversations to drive outcomes. Does it make sense? You'll rather have a conversation with a business than to really, talk through a message, wouldn't you? You'd rather have that conversation through WhatsApp rather than doing that through a website. How many people believe that's the right place to communicate with the brand, right? And why do we say that? Because 1 billion people message businesses every week globally. Yeah, so 1 billion people or 7 billion are sending a message to a business every week. That's a tremendous amount of engagement that consumers are doing. And the interesting piece is that these are very basic interactions still. But then when we work with our clients who do higher order engagements through WhatsApp, there's a 75% upside on revenue the moment you optimize that conversation. Does that make sense? Of course it does make sense, because what that does is it takes up the total upselling opportunity and cross-selling opportunity by 85%, which means that it makes tremendous sense to do business through WhatsApp and getting your communication going with consumers. Is it very intuitive to use WhatsApp? Do you find it intuitive? A raise of hand will help me. I think I find it intuitive. There's some people who do find it intuitive. Good 1%, like Anupriya said earlier, only 1% of people find WhatsApp intuitive. For the rest, I think we have some time to spend together, make it intuitive. But but I thought it's an intuitive interface. And what's happening with consumers is, like people like you and me, what do we seek with brands? We seek familiarity, we seek convenience, and we seek trust. And when a business can communicate to you directly, you know it's trustworthy communication. And what do businesses want? They want reach, they want cost efficiency, they want loyalty for brands. And what does that lead to as outcomes? It leads to growth, cost savings, and customer lifetime value. All the catchphrases that a business might be seeking. And when we speak to really the corner office occupants in corporations, especially in business in India, there's a big shift towards digital transformation. Over 50% of companies are going through a massive transformation on businesses. There's tremendous amount of push to really get future ready. And finally, the other piece that all of us should be super aware of is that almost all your consumer engagements are possibly not future ready. Because in a cookieless world, that would be the first place where you'll miss out on any kind of consumer engagement that you might be having today. Which means that WhatsApp allows you to get that first party data to engage and have that one-on-one conversation with consumers in a cookieless world, which is not very far from this year. So big opportunity to unlock something that all of us as marketers worry about, and what happens to my consumer interaction once the cookieless world is around. Why is business messaging answer hence? Very simple. It's intuitive, like we were saying. It can transform digital experiences. It's very easy to get onto messaging very quickly and get your business into conversational commerce mode. And it can evolve interaction. It's not a dead surface that allows for only one-way messaging. It allows for two-way messaging. It can be, and you'll see cases where how businesses are using this powerfully. And hence, our pitch. Our pitch is very simple. How many people sent a reel out today to somebody, shared a reel on Instagram? Anybody sent a reel, saw a reel? Shameless hand raise would help me get a bit more confidence. But yeah, so it's quite a few people, right? All of us love reels. And what Instagram and Facebook is essentially a discovery engine. What it allows you to do, discover businesses, discover opportunities. But what follows that is an easy click through to WhatsApp that allows you to reach those audiences very simply and powerfully. And that's the biggest proposition, that's the WhatsApp and the Meta ecosystem proposition. And finally, all of this is underlined by a strong AI engine. So for example, it is not a dumb machine that's sending out messages irrespective of how many messages or the kind of audiences that are receiving these messages. The engine is essentially looking at the response rates of various folks on WhatsApp and deciding whether this consumer should get one more message or not at all. And our behavior is what is leading off, which means that this quality of interaction on WhatsApp is enormously better than anything else that you might have used to reach out to consumers. And we see that hence in outcomes. You see that in outcomes in terms of business outcomes, that these WhatsApp outperforms any other way to have an outreach with consumers, whether it is, and because for a very simple reason, it's conversational, it's rich media, it's engaging, and it can be persistent in terms of being on brand. So you can just take your brand message and take it onto WhatsApp very easily. Very easy to complement with your current messages. You don't need to have a separate marketing plan for WhatsApp. It seamlessly intertwines with whatever you might be planning as your regular campaign, and that makes it super easy to deploy. So let me walk you through a few examples walk you through what the proposition is and what the use cases are. This is what somebody told me in the team. This is our money slide, so to say. What do businesses want? Businesses want awareness. They want discovery of their products. They want consideration, purchase, post-purchase, and then the loop goes on as an infinite loop where consumer is getting you're carrying a consumer through awareness all the way to loyalty. Each of these events has a use case which has been measured, and we see tremendous outcomes from that. So like I said, 81% of all audiences on WhatsApp engage with a business globally. In India, it's 86% of people who are on WhatsApp engage with a business at least once a week. We have a higher order of people who use WhatsApp. Not just that, but across the funnel of usage, for each one of them, the outcome is much more than what your business as usual case might be. And I'll show you a very good example of Kotak Mahindra right after this. Yeah, Kotak, for example, did something very interesting. They use WhatsApp for selling insurances. So they deployed a very simple flow. Flows are interfaces and standard forms on WhatsApp. You don't need a very complex way to set this campaign up. It's very easy to do, very intuitive. And what the outcome has been is 4x increase in leads, 40% increase in average ticket size. Not only does it go to audiences that respond better, they also respond with higher ticket size, which means that it is targeting the right consumers. There's another example, it's called Banco Pan. It's a bank in Brazil, very interestingly, from marketing to utility to services. Across the funnel, they use WhatsApp to drive both consumer acquisition as well as retention. And that is a seamless single interface called WhatsApp. Now imagine if you do not have WhatsApp in your game plan today, you're missing out a massive, massive opportunity to do business and grow your brand. And in case of Banco Pan, they use it to disburse loans. Anybody from financial services in the room? Yeah. So anybody who has a client who has a bank, who's in financial services, right? So anybody who's got a client, and almost every agency worth salt would have a client. The biggest single problem is to how do you get new to bank and current bank clients to deal more with the bank, and that's the single biggest use case that you can unlock. So how do you do this? It sounds interesting, Gaurav, we'd love to do this, but what do you do? Very simple, redefine the consumer engagement strategy, understand where the consumers are or what the customers are doing. Frankly, a lot of it is powered by the discovery engine in Instagram and Facebook that goes to right consumers who click through to WhatsApp, and the experience very smoothly flows from there. And hence paid messaging but ads have the biggest upside on any kind of outcome. So imagine if you're seeing an ad and you want somebody to respond to it. How many performance marketers in the room? Anybody does performance marketing when you saw it getting outcomes? I see a few hands. I don't know if a marketer is not a performance marketer, what marketer is he? You know, every marketer needs to perform, right? So unless you don't want a job, but anyway, so that's the core play here. So if the moment you get performance out of products that you are deploying on WhatsApp, from awareness to conversion, it's a smooth funnel in a journey for consumers. Royal Enfield, I won't ask the room, have you heard of Royal Enfield? It's an Indian bike company, so people who don't know, but anyway, with the new launch, they sold 1 crore worth of bikes in less than 6 hours. From the launch, the moment they launched it, 1 crore worth of bikes sold in the first 6 hours off WhatsApp, from purchase to delivery, everything end to end. And people believe that such high value items can't be sold digitally, let alone through messaging. Why does this happen? Because there's tremendous trust, it's going to the right consumer. 1100 plus test drives registered in the first 15 minutes. It's like gold for anybody who's an automotive business, that you can book 1100 odd test rides in less than 15 minutes and get the address, get the deals of consumer and get it going end to end. And one more piece, right? What makes it even more powerful is the AI engine that allows you to automate a lot of these interactions. What it allows you to do is to, once the generation of the amount of campaigns that come through is so large and the volume is so large, that if you want to engage with consumers, it's not humanly possible. And that's allowed through an AI engine that can help you answer to those queries really well and move on to those queries that might need attention from a human being. So what it does automatically is to look at hundreds of conversations, allows you to handle all the standard queries very automatically through a bot, and passes on things that are slightly more complex to a human being. So what's the net takeaway for everybody in the room? If you're not on WhatsApp and business with your business today, you're missing out a huge opportunity to drive revenue. The second message is that it's not very difficult to get activated on WhatsApp. Dr. M said something interesting. When should you have started on your fitness journey? He said yesterday. There's an interesting Indian story about when should you plant a mango tree. The answer to that is 10 years back or today. So that's the thing that you should do with WhatsApp. Either you should have done this 10 months back, or you should get activated on WhatsApp today, because it's very simple to do and there are enough opportunities for us to engage and work closely to drive business growth. Lovely to have you. Thank you so much.